Big Voice, KWTN 100.9 FM, Allen, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
Hello, welcome. Glad to be back here for another amazing episode of Indigenous Voice. Good day to all the relatives and those that are tuning in. Glad to have you join us here with this amazing podcast. And we have some more great topics to talk about. And so we just want to say to our viewers and listeners, we apologize for not being available in July. July was just like really hectic and crazy. We had the Unity conference out in Portland, and that's kind of what today's episode is going to be about. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but also the Winnebago Powwow was happening in July, and it just gets crazy. And then our communications team here, the Winnebago Communications Department, they're really busy with the powwow. So we wanted to respect their time and their other responsibilities and appreciate them for being flexible and working with us. But yeah, so today we are having episode 10 of Indigenous Voice. We're almost there to the 12 mark, and so 12th episode, and that's coming up in 2 more months. There are another month actually. We'll share a little bit more on that in the coming episode here. But so today, like I said, it's episode 10, and we're going to talk about the Unity experience from our youth. And so those that are not familiar with Unity, it's the United National Indian Tribal Youth. And so they have a conference each year. They have a mid-conference and then end of the year conference. And so Society of Care, one of our sponsors here, usually takes a group of students out. And so we were able to take some students out again this summer, and Unity occurred June 28th through July 3rd, I believe it was. And so out there for a couple of days in Portland, and just really good experience. And it was my first time going to Unity. Really good experience, really opened my eyes, and also got to see Portland and the interesting environment there. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, so that's what we have today, is just getting more of a perspective of our students' experiences there. And yeah, so we'll start off with introductions here. So as always, my name's Sandy Macky Scott. I work with Indigucation, and I am a Winnebago tribal member and live in the Winnebago community.
Hi, I am Shailece Porter. I am the youth coordinator with the Society of Care and Morningstar Counseling, and I serve the communities of Wall Hill and Macy.
Hello, my name is Espidal Angel. I am Omaha. I'm from Walt Hill, and I am one of the youth that will be speaking today.
Hello, my name is Charles Parker. I'm a Omaha youth and a Yankton Sioux youth, and I'm one of the youth that will be talking today.
Nice. And these are our 2 returning youth, and so we appreciate your time being here and sharing your perspective. So it's good to see both of you again. So I guess before we start into those perspectives of the Unity experience, we have some questions. We do want to kind of give an idea of what the experience looked like, and so we'll have our amazing producer here, Bethany, tune in the small vlog that we have that is done by yours truly, SB here. She has her own vlog channel on YouTube. I don't know if you want to shout that channel out.
It's Espidal Angel. Subscribe, and hopefully this video will be out soon.
Okay. So, and it's a little snippets of what she put together, and our amazing person, Ben Keller, part of our marketing team, he helped put that together as well. So we'll show that first to give you an idea what it looked like, and then we'll go into some more information about it.
Would you guys like to tell about your guys' experience?
Oh yes. All right, so my experience, it was pretty good. You know, I got to meet lots of new faces, and I can't wait to hit the dance floor so I can show y'all my new moves. Check it out. I've been working on this one. I can't wait for the dance tonight so I can show off my moves.
This is Christian. Here's Ben with his waters. Here's my brother. Hey, what's up to the vlog?
Kylie Medina representing Isanti. And then you got yours truly representing all nations, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota.
I got some bagels here.
Yeah. Do the thing.
Do the thing.
This is my bro. Hola, soy Dora.
Hi.
This is my bro. This is my other bro.
Where you from?
I'm Mercedes. We're from Pawakam.
Which is in New Mexico.
do the thing. Do the thing.
What?
Do the thing.
Do that.
Everybody say subscribe to SB.
Two, one.
Subscribe to LeBron James SB.
These are my bros from
Real Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
My name is Macky at home. My favorite part of Unity is dancing.
Very important awards and recognitions.
She got it.
I just want to honor him at this time because if it wasn't for him, we would not be here today.
It's looking pretty nice. There they are. Gee. How was it? You gotta get in there. Go.
Yeah, you got it like once.
So how is your weekend so far here at Unity? What is it? How was day 3? Day 3, oh my god, so awesome. I love it. How was day 3, Kellen? How was day 3? So far, so good.
Camera shy.
He's camera shy. Tell him how you like Unity so far since it's your first year.
Let me vlog real quick.
Let's go, let's go.
A vision of what I thought Nike could provide the Indigenous community. Several
Are you ready to see Kylie and Kellen play? I'm so ready. Ready to see Shailece back on that court? What do you got to say about this? Are you ready to cheer? Are you ready to see them play? Bring it. 4th floor. Let's go, let's go. That looks funny.
bloopers.
What'd you do earlier? Do the thing. 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 I'd ball all these guys up. Hey. We got bros here. Show them the drip. Show them the drip.
Diamond test. Diamond test. Diamond test right here.
Alright, hold on. No, just kidding. Edit it out.
Hold on, we gotta bring it back. Catch you in the next one. And we're back.
Just kidding. Edit it out.
Hold on, we gotta bring it back.
All right.
Catch you in the next one.
So that was our brief recap of Unity, and so that video does not do it justice. There was so much more content and some workshops and things out there, but just kind of got the gist of it through SB's video here. So appreciate you for recording that experience and making that happen. So appreciate that. But yeah, so that was kind of the idea of what Unity looks like, and we'll go a little bit more into detail here shortly about what the experiences were like for our youth. But we just want to give an opportunity to give a shout out to our sponsors for this amazing podcast here. So we will play a big shout out for our sponsors here for SOC and MCC, and we'll come back to the conversation here shortly.
Morningstar Counseling is a Native and woman-owned mental health organization that was established in 2012. Morningstar Counseling incorporates cultural values and practices through prevention, outreach, psychoeducation, and training, and serves individuals and families across the lifespan. The Society of Care is a leading trauma resource for self-identified Native American youth and their families throughout Nebraska. We care for our relatives by providing accessible, affordable, and culturally sensitive behavioral care. As passionate advocates, we give Native youth a voice, connect them to services, provide wellness education, instill cultural pride, and empower them to build resilience. We believe in a brighter future for our relatives and are guided by caring deeply, transforming lives, and healing communities.
My name is Jamasina. I'm the Director of Substance Abuse Prevention for the Society of Care. We serve Indigenous communities throughout the state of Nebraska.
We teach coping skills so that people can navigate through hard times without turning to substances.
Our program focuses on coping strategies and uses culture as prevention, as it is a protective factor.
We also help people in recovery that want to reconnect with their families.
With our program, we really want to encourage families to be active in their child's life and to encourage the bonding with the family to make us stronger tiwahe. The classes that we offer are sewing classes and medicine picking classes, talking circles, and mentoring, and much more to come. If you are looking to get involved, reach out to the Society of Care through our Facebook page or call the Santee Health Center at 402-857-2300. Reach out when you need help. Recovery is for everyone.
Oh yeah. So just to kind of reiterate what we were saying is the first question that we want them to talk about is the experience for unity. What is one word you two would use to describe the experience in unity?
No, go ahead. Go first.
Okay, expecting was the word that I chose because when you were down there, it was whatever you got out of it. So if you were going down there with good intentions of, oh, I want to learn, oh, I want to get information, you're going to get a lot of information out of it and a lot of feedback. And then also with like the travel and like just taking in the experiences instead of like, you know, being sad and like, you know, it was more so as much as you wanted to take out of it, and that's how much you got back.
Okay.
Yeah, and the word I would use to describe my experience at Unity is probably adventurous. I don't know. It was some like cool but like not so cool things there. Like it was like, you know, a mixed bag, but overall I think it was pretty fun.
Okay. Awesome. And then did you guys go to Unity before, or what year is this for both of you?
This was my second year.
This is my third year.
And then Shailece, how long have you been going?
This would have been my fourth year. Our first year we went down to Texas and then to Minnesota and then to Washington, D.C. and then to Oregon. So.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, so like I said, this is my first year, so it was definitely an experience and definitely can bounce off of Charles's description there too. But yeah, so next year we'll be at San Diego, right?
Yep. In San Diego.
San Diego, okay. So next question then, like, how has this experience at Unity helped you develop or grow personally? Like, did anything occur to you, or like, yeah, just any kind of thing in that realm?
I guess I would say it kind of helped me be more comfortable with my like identity as like, you know, a Native American. Like I've always been proud of being Native, but it's more of like I didn't know how to like use it for my own benefit, or like you know what I mean, just like talk about it or anything like that. And I feel like as the years go by, I'll be way more like comfortable and just more proud. And it's weird. I don't know how to really like fully explain it, but I don't know, it helped me, I guess, be more comfortable with my identity. So
okay.
Yeah.
For me, it was a refresher. I think I've said this previously, but I am Native American and Hispanic. Going down there, it was nice being around a lot of Indigenous individuals and youth, and it felt like I was able to be myself when I was down there. And also, I like just being around, listening, and like hearing speakers. Like I thought it was amazing, and it also, like Charles said, it helped bring back my identity and to who I am as an Indigenous person.
Yeah, I can definitely see that and understand that. So when I went to Little Peach Tribal College, there's this conference called the AHEC conference. It's the American
Indian.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, American Indian Higher Education Consortium. And so it's kind of similar, where they come together, just Native students from tribal colleges, and they compete in different events and activities and things. So it kind of gave me those vibes, and just being around like Indigenous people. It might not be your own from your tribe, but just getting those like feelings, those vibes, and yeah, that energy there. I can see how powerful that is, and can relate to that. I guess your thoughts on that, Shailece?
I would have to agree with everything that you guys said. And like going, I feel like every year that I've went has been a learning experience as a chaperone, and not just with the conference and the students, but with the planning, the budgeting and financing, and, you know, helping the students come up with ideas that we can do beforehand or whenever, when we get back. I really think that this Unity conference really brings out the leaders in the students, because it gives them they have more control of themselves. Like we, like, you know, attending the not the chaperone meetings, the the workshops and the regions, like, you know, that's all, like, we are not sitting in there with the students telling them, like, hey, you need to ask questions or raise your hand, so that, like, gives them the opportunity to speak for themselves and learn how to use their voice and become leaders. So I feel like this is a good personal growth thing for everyone. Even as when we attend the chaperone meetings out there, we're learning from different chaperones and things that they do. But yeah,
it's a really good experience, and just gives us a opportunity to empower our youth, and just some of the workshops and even the keynote speakers that were there was amazing too. There was a Grammy award winning Native artist out there. Then there was Taboo,
Taboo,
right? From Black Eyed Peas came in before. So tell me why I was like wanting more than one song performed when he was there. And he only performed I Got a Feeling, right? And so he played that, and it was kind of extended, but I was kind of looking for some other tracks. But, you know, we get what we get. You know, it was a good experience. You know, so that was interesting to see. And then we also had, I can't remember his name, but it's the actor that played Thomas in Smoke Signals. Yeah, he did a keynote speech, and it was pretty great. And he's actually a doctor. I didn't know that. He's a medical doctor, I believe. And so it's just interesting to see that. But also, I was just a little disappointed in my youth that I brought. Mind you, I brought 7 young men from the Winnebago community, but none of them seen Smoke Signals. What about, have you two seen Smoke Signals? Okay. I'm just like, you officially can't get your Native card until you watch that movie. I'm going to put that a requirement in the enrollment office. You need to watch it one time or you're getting relinquished. But yeah, so that was interesting. I think it's great just to see like these powerful and Native people that are doing some great things, pull them in to get a chance to mingle with the youth. And so after that, you know, those artists, they got to do like pictures and things with them too. So really great to see that. But
another thing that I wanted to highlight, that when we got there, we actually seen a Winnebago tribal member able to sit on like the panel, which was Charlie Earth. And I feel like that was inspiring to some of the youth to see someone from back home able to sit at the Unity panel and give advice and things that they've done and shared. So I feel like that was also an eye-opener. And I know SB, you have visions to be, you know, on the Unity presidential board that they have and things like that. So I think that's just really awesome to see a lot of the youth take you know, initiative to grow in those positions that they have available out there in the conferences. Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that. And I did invite Charlie to come on, but unfortunately she wasn't able to make it today. But yeah, shout out to Charlie Earth, one of the Winnebago tribal members and community members. She was just up there advocating and talk about the amazing work that she's doing, and along with other Native youth too. And I believe she's being a really big advocate for our community to get a youth council going. And they're trying to connect that with the Unity for this upcoming year. So a lot of things going into work, and I'm glad to see our youth just stepping forward and making those moves and things happen. And plus with you two, with the things you're doing as well. But the next question is, do you continue to be involved in Unity and bring awareness to Unity in your community?
I would say yes. I am part of the Youth Tribal Council, Mikai Nijinga Youth Tribal Council in Macy. And right now we're trying to get something for back to school coming up pretty soon. So we're going to have some meetings for that. But also our topic is usually unity on our youth council every year. And being able to go down to Unity as the vice chairwoman of my youth council, it was amazing to be in the business meeting and to hear like real life topics that a lot of reservations are dealing with. And one of them that was pretty up on the top was blood quantum and not feeling native enough. Mm-hmm. So with the topics that was talked about in the top 10 that are a big deal on our reservations, it was like, what can we do to improve those? Mm-hmm. So I think coming back from Unity made me kind of realize like, what are those things that we need to do in order to really help our youth? Mm-hmm. So I think for my youth council, like, I really want to target those things and show representation that, like, even though these things are going on, that it's a big deal and we need to do something about it.
Yeah, those are really powerful topics, and glad that, you know, youth like you are taking a notice to that and trying to advocate and become involved with those things, because, you know, ultimately those topics, they affect all of us in certain ways, and so it's good to have the youth to understand those things and try to get them involved with that. So kudos to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty involved in Unity as I'm a Society of Care intern, like, and same thing with the SB. We're planning on doing like this back to school event and trying to get all of like the youth involved, and even for my, like, you know, my little cousins and even my, like, you know, little sister, she's actually Red Sky Nation princess. It would be actually cool to, I guess, have her represent and have her expose like Unity as like a way of, like, you know, spreading awareness of like, you know, the MMIR crisis and just the whole like thing in general, you know what I mean? Like, just, it's nice to at least like present that to the youth, and, like, you know, they could be a part of going to Unity and like kind of broadening the ranges, I guess, if that makes sense.
And that's what's cool about Unity too, is when you go down there, you see how diverse it really is. And like their own cultures, and like they express that. Like at the talent show, they were expressing that too, and I'm just like, it's so crazy that like there's Indigenous individuals who feel like they're not Native enough, and then they go down there and they're just like, whoa, like I've met a lot of people that are just like me,
right? And
that's just so crazy, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I think, you know, like you said, the Unity, it's like brings so many different cultures and tribes together, and I was even fascinated, and I'm glad that you mentioned the talent night. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but just like the things that we've seen there, the dances and songs, and even some of our relatives that we brought from Winnebago, they participated in their cultural dances, and it was just like powerful to see. So that, you know, that's something really that warms my heart, seeing that. But kind of going back to like the presenters and speakers there, for you, each of you, who would you say was like your favorite speaker or presenter throughout the whole Unity? It could even be like the keynote speakers, or maybe even the individual workshops that you maybe attended.
That was a hard one. Not gonna
I have one. I mean, she's on the Unity board, but Mary Kim, she's always up at, like, always making sure everything's up there, and I give her a lot of props for all the work that she does every year to make Unity happen. And the whole board in general. Like, meeting Elka was amazing. Last year we got to meet with her, but meeting her again was amazing. And just being able to talk with her, I'm just like, it's amazing to see like other individuals who are like wanting change and like, what can we do in order to make that happen. So I give props to those two.
I guess mine is what was her name? It's like Lauren Thomas, or she was at the Nike headquarters where she made those shoes and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was really cool because I mean it's Nike. I mean, come on.
Right. I'll have to agree with you on that one. When I went to the Nike headquarters and she was presenting, and so I ain't gonna lie, like I seen the shoe that she designed first, and it has Indigenous vibes and like design to it, and I was just like, oh, I'm not really gravitating to it. It just kind of threw me off. But then in her presentation video, she went through the concepts of the design, where she pulled those from, why they're important, and how she implemented some of her tribal teachings and practices into that shoe. After that, I was like, shoot, I want to buy this shoe now. Like, it means so much more, you know. I was like, why was I just looking at face value? But just to be a part of that that experience and knowing why it was made, it made it even more powerful and wanted me to get that shoe. But yeah, no, even just her story in general was amazing too, and so I agree with that. With that presentation, it was powerful. Did you have anyone that stuck out for you?
I would have to say, with like SB had said with Elka, I felt that was pretty neat to meet Omaha tribal member that sits on a high Unity board. And just listening to her and getting to meet her was really nice. And then to see that she comes from our tribe, and then we actually are in the same clan, so I feel like that was neat to meet somebody at that higher level in our tribe.
Yeah, that's empowering just to kind of see, you know, someone you can connect to and relate to doing this amazing work and just connect with them. Yeah, it's really inspiring. That's good.
She'll actually be at the powwow, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right.
So anyone wants autographs?
You heard it here first. All right, so like we kind of talked about like what we liked a little bit most about the conference here, but going into more detail, like what cultural activities did you enjoy the most at the conference? What stuck out to you most or gravitated to most?
I know this is such a like generic answer, but it's probably culture night. Just seeing a whole bunch of like different tribes, kind of. I feel like I said this for last year's too, and I'm kind of mad at myself about that. But I don't know. I mean, like, it's really cool because it's like a huge like, just what's the word? Plethora of just like different traditions, everything like that. Like, you know, coming from all around the nation and stuff. So yeah.
I'd agree with him too. My mom lived in the Yakima reservation, and it was cool to see people down there. And I got to talk about my mom, give her a little shout out. And then also, I have relatives in Toledo, and it was amazing to see them like perform. And I don't know, it kind of like brings me joy to see like all the cultures expressing who they are and the traditions that they do. But yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it's cliche because I think that if I were to answer that, that would kind of be me too, is just kind of seeing the different cultures and dances. And like I said, two of our youth went out there and participated in a dance they never knew or did before. They were just watching, and then they finally just jumped in and got a part of it and experienced it. And I thought that was really, really powerful too. And one instance that I had, it was like in the morning, and this group of students were walking by, and I was kind of walking by going back to my seat, and one of them just like greeted me in their language, and I'm assuming they said good morning, and then I said, oh, good morning to you, and then she just nodded and kept walking, whatever. Who knows, maybe she cussed me up now, you know. But I just thought like that was cool, like just they use their language, like I don't know what they're saying, but it just like made me feel really good, like just to be able to practice who they are in their language just like empowered me. And I was like, okay, do you have a experience?
I would say I felt like the lacrosse game was pretty neat. The lacrosse game, and like the teaching and the meanings behind it, and there's like a specific way you got to catch it and throw it and things like that. So I think watching them play lacrosse in the hallway was big for me, just because it's not a new game. Like it's new, but it's not new, and it's actually I know our coworker Edison is like really working on getting lacrosse to be a high school sport. So I think I would have to say the lacrosse game was something neat.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too, because even the speaker that was speaking, he was also saying like we live, they're like way up in Nebraska, right? Way
That's
up in
Edison.
the corner.
They're from Alliance.
Yeah.
Alliance.
And they were saying like we don't get a lot of funding that a lot of reservations get, but we do what we can as a tribe to like really express who we are. And I thought that was like so cool.
Yeah, he does a lot for Alliance, and I think it's really neat that how much. And I think he came by himself with like 11 kids, 7 kids.
Yeah. So, you know, big shout out to the chaperones, because we do these things for our youth, but, you know, our youth are really energetic and
we're not young
interesting.
No more.
Yeah, we used to be those youth, and now we're kind of getting that payback now. But yeah, okay. So the next question is, and this kind of bounces off the talent show, like what is something maybe that stuck with you or you learned from the talent show? Like, was there maybe a teaching or a reason why they do those dances, or was like anything you learned from the talent show at all?
Wait, isn't the talent show and the culture night?
I think they're the same thing. Yeah.
I thought there were two different things.
Right? Are they? I think they're the same, right? Or was there a culture
no,
night?
the talent show was like those people that were like singing Justin
Yeah.
Bieber.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like where they show like their hidden talents.
Yeah.
So like they're two different things.
Yeah.
I remember last year some guy was playing like he was performing "See You Again" or whatever, and he got all the words wrong, but everyone was hyping him up.
I think they were singing "Baby," right? by Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
There was like these 3 native boys who were like, they were dressing in like, you know.
Was it the floral shirts?
Yeah, the floral shirts and like the sunglasses, and they were singing like a Taylor Swift. Oh, you belong to me. Or
you belong. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. But,
okay, well, I mean, to rephrase my question, I meant the culture night then.
Oh, the culture night?
Yeah.
I'd say it was. I honestly forgot what tribe they were, but I think. Did I get that mixed up from last year? I don't know. I in my head I might be wrong, but I think it was the Okmulgee tribe, where they were presenting. They were doing like a little reenactment of like one of their like stories or something like that. I don't know the details of it, but
I remember that now you say that. They kind of had a narrator and then they were acting it out while they were talking over it. Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
I like that. It was cool.
There was this guy that was playing the drum, and then all the kids ran into the middle. I think it was on the video, but like it was amazing to have like everybody go in the middle. It was round dance, and like everyone was doing their thing, and then he played another song, and then everybody got happy and got hyped. It was amazing.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I remember at one point I think we were waiting for, it might have been the gala.
Remember they round danced around the whole thing?
We were setting up for the gala, and so we had to go out of the main hall area, and then, you know, the kids, they were just kind of amped and just energy, and it was funny, and they were drumming on a trash can, you know? And like,
someone has a video of it.
Yeah, there's a video out there, but it was powerful because it was in a hallway or the area there, and then they just circled around, and they were just dancing, and that circle slowly got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was just like all kids just dancing. And at one point they opened the doors for the gala, or no, it was for the dance at night. Now I remember the dance at night, but the kids still stayed out there, and they kept saying one more, and they just kept singing and dancing, and I was like, man, that is so powerful, you know. Yeah, it was just a really kind of eye-opening event there. But the next question is, what workshops did you enjoy the most? Was there one that kind of stood out to you, or thoughts?
Mine was the lacrosse one.
The lacrosse one?
Yeah.
Mine was probably just Portland Trailblazers. I don't know. It was cool.
Okay.
It was cool. Just that's the closest thing we'll get to meeting the players. Just kidding. No.
Didn't everybody go because you guys thought like the players were gonna be there, and then it was just like,
I just went there because I just followed everyone else.
Yeah, that workshop was like packed.
Yeah, it was. It was like the packed. Like
really
I
was.
remember just to go check on the kids, and then I went in there, and it seemed like the whole Unity group was in the Trailblazers workshop, but it ended up just being like the strengthening coach, and then somebody
and like
else.
event holder or something like that. Like
Yeah.
So I'm not a big sports person. The Trailblazers, is that, what sport are we talking
Basketball.
about? Basketball. All right. It's
Yeah.
NBA?
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't even know that. I should know that. Okay.
Yeah. I remember asking one question or whatever. It was low-key a joke, and I was like, how'd you guys feel when Damian Lillard got traded in? And they were like, oh, starting off with Heat. Everyone was just instigating it. I was like,
because he was there for a long time.
He was. I mean, he got drafted there.
Yeah,
so.
he started his career there, and then yeah.
It's probably still a sore spot for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so was you all able to attend the regional meeting?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my next question. Like, what is something, I guess, important you learned from the regional meeting, or how'd that go? Unfortunately, me and my boys weren't able to make it. But what was that experience like, or how did that go?
I think the Ho Chunk boys were actually there.
Oh, they were?
Yeah,
They were a little late.
You're busting me out. Man. Where was I? No.
No, I think the caucus meetings are like mainly for the kids though.
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
Because they do like the games and stuff that they do. So you wasn't missing.
Oh, okay,
You was
right.
probably in the chaperone meeting. Yeah. Took a quick nap.
Shining go to the conference. I was real the entire time. Nah. I guess, like, what was that like in the regional meeting? Like, what did you guys do? Or
I'll have it speak.
Before you guys start, do you guys mind sharing what our region was?
Yes, we were Great Plains.
Great Plains, yeah.
Yeah.
do we know who that consists of?
Nebraska,
Pine Ridge, or South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Oh yeah, Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota.
That's all.
Yeah.
Just those three?
Yeah.
Those three.
Okay.
So there would be
Yeah.
the Great Plains. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's what they were last year too.
It was very welcoming. I mean, if you've gone there for multiple years, you're able to notice like all the kids.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, like I remember you, and we did like a what is it called? Is it Sweep the Teepee?
Yeah.
We played that game.
Oh, I
So
got out
fun.
first thing.
I think Kellen and
fun.
Raiden won it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
Sweep
then-
the teepee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty fun. And then they also, where we got the topics from at the business meeting, all the kids in our regional had to select 10 that were major big problems. So we did that, spitted those in, and then I had to speak on Mika and Nijinga Youth Tribal Council. My chairwoman wasn't able to make it. She came like towards the end. So I had to speak on that. And Lakota helped me out a little bit, so because I was a little scared, but I did that. And then we got into our little groups. And then Charles, you can.
Oh my God, I don't want to relive that moment.
Take it from here.
No, go ahead. You remember it better than me.
I don't even remember. Okay.
I'm trying to like block it out, you know.
Didn't he speak?
He spoke.
Yeah.
He spoke.
It's cause like a bunch of you guys already spoke, so like I had to, and oh my God, I hate doing that, man.
It was like, what was the question? They asked us a question.
It's like something about listing a whole bunch of like things that are sacred to like our nation, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I gave the most like I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff. I gave them my ideas and everything, and in my head I thought we only had to pick out a couple of them from we wrote like 10. Yeah, and I only like said like 2, and everyone in our group was like laughing. I was like, what are you guys laughing for? And
when he was up there, we realized that the other groups that were doing theirs were writing paragraphs.
Yeah, they were writing paragraphs. So we were only writing like bullet points. Yeah, and I was like, oh. Like afterwards, I was just embarrassed. I was like, I want to go back to my old time.
I even Markel did the same thing too. He was just like, I didn't know we were supposed to do like paragraphs.
Yeah. Well, shoot, I mean, we express ourselves in different ways. I guess I'm just like curious, what were your items did you list?
It was like sweat lodges, PO meetings. Well, what else was it?
There was a lot of other ones too.
Of course, powwow.
Yeah.
There was so many things that we wrote down.
For some reason, I was thinking you were laughing or embarrassed because you said like fry bread or something like that.
No. Fry bread is sacred.
No, but that's cool. I mean, I mean, it might have been like a embarrassing moment at the time, but just reflect on it. You got up there to express yourself, talk, and then you shared that, even though it might have just been like a bullet point. I probably would have did the same thing.
No, originally I wasn't even supposed to go, but who was it? Lily that was supposed to go.
They were just
and they were shy.
Oh, okay.
Like, if I could do it, you could do it.
Well, you stepped up. I like that. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
so like every time you do something that it's a learning experience.
And you stepped out of your comfort zone.
Oh my God, I was so uncomfortable. My heart was like beating on my chest.
That's crazy. Okay, so I guess overall, like, how did you feel about the trip?
No, you go first.
I liked it. It was really fun.
Okay.
I came with the... I came... How do I explain this? It wasn't... I came for specific things. I came to kind of just... Let's see how this goes this year. Because last year, I came really expecting it. It was amazing. But this year, I didn't know what to get out of it. So I was just like, you know what? You're going to go, and you're going to observe, and you're going to listen. And that's what I did. And I'm glad that I did that, because I wouldn't have known like the top 10 biggest things that we're dealing with right now. And this is coming from youth. This is coming from people that are like me and like Charles. And it's just like it was eye-opening to me. And it's just like, you gotta, like, sometimes we forget that there's big problems, and to hear that from youth is empowering. And us as youth need to make a change for that. Us as youth need to stand up and express the problems that are happening. And I think going there this year that's what I wanted to do. And now I came back and I'm just like, now I want to do all these things to really help out the youth.
Good.
I guess my feeling about the trip overall, it was like, I said this before too, like, earlier. It was a mixed bag, only because like, I was like completely unaware of like the homeless population in Portland. It was like, when I noticed that, it was like, low-key depressing for like a little bit. I was because like that's basically like their own kind of, oh my god, whose mic is that?
Mine. That was mine. Sorry.
It's basically like their own, I guess, community within another community, and beyond like that, it shouldn't be that way. And I guess I found out through a friend that's actually from Salem, Oregon, which is like an hour away, that like during like the pandemic and all the riots and all that stuff, the George Floyd stuff, they actually defunded the police. So that's why it's always been, that's kind of went down, especially in Pearl District where Hampton was actually in. And it was sad because like, and it kind of sucked walking through that, only because like the whole block you can like just smell like it was horrible. We were waiting for the train and you can just smell like that, like I don't know what it is.
It didn't smell good.
It was pretty bad.
It was interesting smell. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But we went. I mean, that didn't really ruin like the trip for me though. It was like we went to the mall, which was pretty cool. We got some Chinese food. It was nice. We got there was actually a Gucci store, like a whole bunch of like fancy stores that I can never buy anything from.
You had to buy if you wanted to go.
Yeah, exactly. Like
oh, I know. We went to that mall and like there was Gucci, there was this other
Louis
stuff.
Vuitton,
was
like
like Versace there or something.
Yeah.
Like, do I have to pay to breathe in this air?
Yeah, exactly.
This fresh air.
Yeah, I never tasted or smelled this air before.
Yeah, even if I had the money, I would not get anything. That's too expensive. I'm a cheapskate.
Yeah, you know, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, but outside of that, like when it comes to unity and everything, it was just like I'm gonna sound like broke a record at this point, but it's just nice seeing a whole bunch of Native Americans who are actually have a purpose of being there. Just be all together, and like you said, it's powerful, it's impactful, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I love both of your perspectives on kind of, you know, what you overall liked about the trip, and you know, the SB, like just being really motivated, and just, you know, getting connected to what's going on. I think that's really powerful too, and bringing that back here. So I love that. And then, you know, and Charles, like, yeah, it was an interesting environment. That was like one of my things I noticed too. Like, you know, I lived in Minneapolis for a year, and some of those environments, and you know, homeless, they sometimes they call them unsheltered relatives, you know. So I was familiar with that concept, you know, or the individuals that unfortunately, you know, have that type of life. But it was just a different view of it out there, and like I felt the same way too, seeing, you know, them out there like that and just living like that. And then, you know, obviously there was some substance abuse issues involved with that too. And so I was trying to talk to my boys too, like, just, you know, use this, even though this is a negative, use it as a reminder of like, you know, the work that needs to be done out there, not only for Indigenous people, but just other people in general. And then too, you know, just kind of seeing and reflecting on those types of things, and how in certain ways we're blessed in different areas, you know, not taking it for granted, but also just understanding, like I said, what work needs to be done, but what's also out there. And I think anywhere we go, there's always going to be good and bad too, and it's just kind of how we see it in perspective, but also like what we want to do, knowing that information too.
Yeah, it's almost inevitable when it comes to like cities like as big as Portland or Minneapolis or whatever, and it like that's just a reminder that it can that can be any of us if we were in that, you know, environment, all that stuff. Like it can get bad, and it was really bad. We've seen some things that we can't even talk about on the podcast.
Right. It was bad. I hear you. There's so just from the other chaperones and just some of the stuff we experienced, I wish we could share it. But yeah, that's that'll be in SB's videos. But yeah, it's just an interesting, you know, just interesting environment, and so just going forward, just kind of learning those things, whatever. But so the next question then, I guess, out of the entire Unity experience, traveling down there, traveling back in the conference and the hotel, what is one moment you would highlight or remember the most through this experience?
I guess my favorite highlight of Unity is I guess it would count. Is when Elka actually took us out to that what's it called, Jack's Grill. Man, it was
you ate good.
I ate good. It was a fancy too.
We tried calamari.
It's like what,
and
squid or whatever.
Raw meat on bread.
Kobe beef.
Yeah, Kobe beef.
It's like
bologna.
Kind of, but it was like like meat that
Yeah.
you're supposed to cook,
Oh,
but like
okay.
you eat it on the flatbread.
It's like the closest thing to like A5 Wagyu.
And we
It's-
tried duck.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
like duck confit or something with like a bunch
Kellen
of like.
loved that duck.
Yeah, like.
He ate the whole thing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's like it had like fig spread with like. I didn't like the what was it, blue? I think it was goat cheese or whatever. I didn't like that. But it had like even what's it, arugula or something. I don't even know what that is. It sounds cool, but I don't know. It was interesting. I guess. It was good. The thing that I guess didn't like was like probably Kobe beef. I don't know. It's like I feel like I would have liked it if it was cooked. And I like I always get made fun of by my like close friends like. That I eat my steak like medium rare and all that stuff. They eat theirs well done. I don't know how you can do that.
Yeah, I hear you. I got that little pink in mind too. I don't know about medium rare, maybe medium, but I hear you. I can't do well done either. Yeah.
And I ate like a whole like steak burger with fries, and then I ordered like I think it was like a sirloin, no, a New York strip, and it was good. But like, oh my god, I didn't attend the talent show because I was
miserably full.
I was miserably full. I stayed in the hotel room just laying down, watching TikToks and stuff.
Okay. What about you, SB?
One highlight from the Unity experience. I'm trying to think that it's okay to be yourself when you're down there. Because, like I said, everyone is so different. Like going to the Nike headquarters, you saw people who literally had a passion for making shoes, and that was their passion. And there was a younger girl who was part of it too. And she didn't expect to be part of the N7, but it just happened because it was something she enjoyed to do. And then there's also like musicians and people who love music or graphic design, fashion, like the fashion show. It comes to show like who you are as an individual, and the things that you love is part of who you are, but also not to forget your identity, your culture, and to express those things. And like for me, I'm someone who loves to embrace themselves and show people like the things that I love to do. Like I like YouTube, I love fashion, but it's also important to remember who you are. And sometimes there's going to be times where you don't feel good enough, or there's going to be times where it's just like I can't feel my culture identity, or I don't feel Hispanic, I don't feel indigenous. But going down there, it reopens your eyes and you're just like, okay, this is why I do it. So yeah,
that's powerful. I'm glad that both of you have different experiences and just like really bring that home. And I think it's amazing to see you two still just being part of Unity, and glad that you came on today, because this kind of leads into another question too, because some of my boys that I brought down, all of them, that was their first time going to Unity, and they shared that it was a new experience to them, and at one point they just felt a little uncomfortable, or not as like, at one point one of them said that I don't belong here, and I asked like, well, what do you mean by that? And they just kind of basically shared more of like, well, this is a new experience for me, and never been to like a big conference like this before, and so just like new experiences. And when we experience something new, we feel uncomfortable and we feel out of our comfort zone. And so I think that's kind of where that feeling was coming from, not more of like, oh, you're native and you don't belong here. It was just more of like the experience there. But so this goes into my next question, like what would your words of wisdom or like encouraging words for someone that might be feeling hesitant or want to go but they're still kind of hesitant or scared, like what would you both tell that person or share with them?
When with him, I would say I felt the same way when I first went. Felt exactly like that. I felt out of place. I felt like it just felt weird. It was like culture shock for me. But try it again, go again, experience it again. I experienced it again with open eyes, open arms, to really getting information, looking, observing. And I'm glad that I did that. And just being open to conversations, being open to others' cultures and their traditions, being open to that, because then hopefully you feel a sense of identity and you feel like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. And hopefully it motivates you. But to always try it, because you don't know what could come out of that outcome.
Okay.
I guess Don't stop. How do I say it? Don't be afraid, Ali. Just be yourself. You know what I mean? That's so like generic, but it's been said so many times for a reason. Like, at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. You know what I mean? And why not at least like, try to just like be yourself, make a, like, you know, like what she said, it's just like, just, I don't know, build your own identity, you know, be the person that you've always wanted to be, you know, like you could be like whatever you want to be. You could be like the best native lawyer or the best lawyer in general, or like the, you know, like a rapper, videographer, anything like that, just whatever. Just don't stop trying to be yourself, because that's all you have, and might as well make the best of it, you know?
Yeah. It was a new environment too. Like when we had gone down there, I only knew Charles and Shailece. Like I didn't know the other individuals that I would soon meet and create bonds with. And they were very, like at first it was like, oh, like I feel like out of place, but
it's almost like imposter syndrome kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you gotta tell yourself like, you got this, like just stick with it. And I did, and you know, I gotta hang out with Jaya. Jaya's pretty cool. She's pretty funny. And Kai Lily, she's funny too. But like, open up, and like, just put yourself out there, because if you don't, then you're just gonna be, you know,
you're gonna miss out on so much.
Yeah, you're gonna miss out on a lot.
Yeah, well, those are some really powerful words, and I agree with both of them. And you know, hope those that are listening and might be interested in unity will have that encouragement to go and just to kind of share with our viewers too. It's just like we go down with the group, you know, and we try to stick together and be there and support each other. But overall, the experience, I love how, you know, both of you just said it's kind of what you take out of it. You put the energy in it and put yourself out there and learn more about it, and I think you will benefit from it. And I think it just empowers you, just like you said, to see how many different cultures and tribes are there, and just to be able to see that piece of them and share that experience with them too. And so really powerful conference here, and so that's kind of what we wanted to cover today's episode on. And so if any individuals out there are interested in going, you don't have to be in you don't have to be in high school. You can still be what is it, to 24, 25? I
think it's 24.
Well, has been
24.
No, just kidding. So 26.
Yeah, so you have a few years after high school if you still want to be involved and go. Of course, we're always looking for chaperones and help with fundraising and anything like that. So if you have any questions, just reach out to us, and I'm sure Charles and SB here would definitely share some information, their experiences. But me and Shailece definitely hope to take some more students next year and the experience. And so usually it's around the 4th of July holiday, so we've got to kind of plan about that too. But so keep a lookout on that and those opportunities, and like I said, if you're interested, to reach out there. But
and I would also say, like, if there's any students or any adults that have any ideas that they would like to see our youth plan or, you know, put together, like for instance, we'll do our second annual 3-on-3 tournament during our Heidawachi next week. We'll probably do that before it starts, because they have a week long of activities. And I see that Wednesday is probably like the most open day that they have. Okay. But also, you know, just reach out if there's anything that you feel like our community needs. And, you know, maybe we could get our groups together and plan something and put something together. And another thing that I would also say as like advice if you're wanting to go to Unity is when you go to Unity, like SB said, you're going to be with a new group. You're going to meet a lot of new people because Society of Care brings a lot of different ones from different areas. And, you know, like nobody knows you. So, I mean, just be who you are or who you want to be. Because you never know what opportunities may land at your feet, the people you may meet. Like me being a chaperone and being so close in age to them and being able to still be a part of the Unity if I chose to. Like I at first, you know, felt more like kind of at a place like just being young, and then after a while, like going after so many years, like realizing like my role as a chaperone, and then also being able to play a role if I wanted to participate with the students. And it's all, and another thing I'll share, just like things that we did. My group did like 45-minute walks. So be prepared to walk. But we had to walk to, well, we didn't, this is when we first got there, we walked to and we ended up taking the long route, but it was a very scenery. We walked over the bridge and the water, and then when we went to the Nike headquarters, we did not know there was one more stop after the Beaverton stop. So we got off there and we walked a long ways. And as we were leaving, Edison goes and says, yeah, we just got to walk through this trail and there's a train right there. And I was like, what? We walked like 45 minutes. But we Ubered back after that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I fell asleep on the Uber.
Yeah,
like,
just
right
be
back.
prepared. If you go to Unity, you may walk.
Be walking,
a lot.
yeah,
walking.
a lot of walking. I can, attest to that. Like, it reminded me, like, you gotta get back into the fitness, man, because those second, third day, like, my joints are hurting, my heels are hurting.
Knees.
Yeah, and I'm just walking. I'm not even sprinting or anything. So
not even getting active on the dance floor either. And I'm this tired and sore.
It's like I'm only 19 and my joints were already hurting when I was walking.
Yeah, it's a lot of walking, and like, if there's anything like you want to explore, like there's things that the Unity you could do outside of the Unity as well. But it was a very enjoyable time. This year I enjoyed my time as a chaperone. I had actually just one youth, if that makes sense. The rest were kind of young adults. So it was a lot different, and it was a lot more chill, I would say. And I give kudos to my group for being, on top of things and being lenient with us, especially me if I needed a break and we're gonna go a little later. So, and I enjoyed my time with all of our youth that we were able to bring during Unity, and it's a really, I wish everyone could enjoy Unity at some point in their life, because you don't know the people. You don't know any of those thousands, 2,000s of kids. And you could be meeting someone like from a different tribe and getting ideas from, and maybe getting yourself into an opportunity that you may never thought of. So I feel like, attending this conference is a big deal for the youth that are wanting to grow in leadership positions or just becoming a leader in their community. But yeah, that's what I'd have to say.
It also teaches you how to be independent. I know my first year I went there, I was like, whoa, I feel like I don't have to, like, I feel free. Like, not like free from my family, like, oh, I don't want anything to do with you. But it's like, wow, like, you get to choose the places you want to eat. You get to, like, walk in these different places. Like, you get to choose who you want to hang out with.
And the workshops, like, you get to take in, like, there's over 100 workshops at these things that you could learn from. And they're, like, they're really informative. They're really good. So I think those workshops are also really, it's more of what you put in is what you're going to get out of it. So if you choose not to go to a workshop and hang out in where they do sales, like where the vendors. So it's just really up to the students. How much you put in is how much you're going to get out. And yeah, you're able to choose where you want to eat.
Yeah. Man, Callan and them always wanted to go Raising Cane's, and I'm like, I don't know.
Or McDonald's. It was like, we have McDonald's back home.
Right.
It's like, we're not in Sioux City, man.
That's how one of my boys was too. I think they ate Raising Cane's 3 or 4 times when they were out there.
I think we ate Wingstop like 3 times. I was like, I'm burnt out on wings.
Yeah. But I think, even as chaperones, we, like you said, Shailece, we kind of learn too. I think my boys, if they're here, they would probably share a little bit of different experiences. And when I say that, is like I was kind of expecting them to go to the workshops all the time, and I was just a little more strict and I guess a little bit hard on them. And just because that was like my first time going to Unity, and then this is like the first time going with this group too, because different groups have different dynamics, and so, but also just being in that city, like my mind just was just the safety, you know what I mean? Like I know you guys want to explore and you want to go doing this, and some of them were 18 and they kind of felt they could go do things on their own, but I'm just like, you know, I'm liable for you and I care for you and I just want your safety. So I kind of had to cut them off on a few things, and I know they didn't like that, but at the end of the day, it was just kind of, I don't want you to get hurt, you know what I mean? But
or stolen.
Yeah, or stolen. Yeah, and so like, but at the end of the day, like I know next time what to expect, and just a little bit more lenience with him and a little freedom there. But yeah, so overall it was a good experience, and definitely want to take a group back and experience unity again. So
yeah,
but
I'm excited for San Diego.
Yeah,
I've never been to California.
Me either.
Me neither.
And that's also cool about Unity, is that the students that are able to go, it could be their first time flying, it could be their first time off the reservation, their first time in Oregon. Like that was my first time in Oregon, and like just you get a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
I feel like
first and last time in Oregon.
yeah, first and last time in Oregon. That's
I was about
for
to say
sure.
But when it comes to like, it's not my first time being on a plane, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get used to like the plane.
I don't
love
think.
them. They feel so nice. I love them.
I only love them when I get the window seat.
I know.
If I don't, I'm just like.
I need to sit first class once, then maybe I'll like it.
So I got first class one time, and once you go, it's hard to go back. I'm just like, man.
Wait, you rode first class one time?
Yeah.
Oh.
This trip here.
Oh,
no, just kidding.
I
No,
need
it's for a
that seat
different
next
conference.
time.
What's it like? Just kidding.
I was like, get back there, you peasants. No.
You sit back there and close that curtain.
No, it was a different experience. I mean, of course, it's nice to get in first and you have space and spacious room, whatever. And I looked out, I didn't even know I was getting first class until I got there. And they're like, yeah, here you are. I'm like, okay. So I kind of felt like a little off balance too, because I'm just like, everywhere walking by, I'm just like, I don't mean to be, you know, I don't mean to be this high priority person.
Should have just been like, yeah.
But it was a good experience. But yeah, so like, well, we're coming to the close of our show. So like I said, thank you all for coming, sharing your experiences. Hopefully this encourages other youth to go and get active and advocate there. So we'll go to our conclusion here. Just any closing thoughts or words for our viewers and listeners, or even some shout outs to some people.
Well, I like to shout out, you know, the Red Sky Nation Princess. Also, my sister Hayden Parker. She's representing, you know, the Red Sky Nation very well, as she went to Lincoln Powwow this weekend, and she's gonna represent, you know, that Red Sky Nation at Macy Powwow, which is gonna be cool because, you know, I mean, an Omaha, you know, an Omaha princess representing that. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So, and I don't know. Shout out my family and friends, I guess.
Okay.
Shout out Shailece for taking me to Unity.
Yeah, shout out to Shailece. I want to give a shout out to my family, Mikai Nijinga Youth Tribal Council, and also to the upcoming freshmen that are going to college. It's a lot. Big shout out to all you guys. It's coming up soon. I believe in you guys. It kind of reminds me of like Unity, first time going to Unity. It's going to be culture shock. It's going to be like new things, but be open to the experiences, be open to meeting new people, and be open to joining organizations and other places like that.
Yeah.
Shailece?
I'd like to give a shout out to my twins. They'll be 5 this month. And to the youth for participating and, you know, working with me and being lenient, like I say, and, you know, just giving me your guys' all when you guys can, and being active when you guys can.
Okay. Yeah, as always, want to say, you know, like I said, thank you all for coming here. Appreciate you. Shout out to you too, just the work you're doing and advocating. So proud of you too, and just keep working hard. And, you know, feel free to reach out to me and Shailece if you guys ever need support or any kind of resources and things like that. That's kind of what we're here for. Big shout out to my co-chaperone, Maxwell Little Walker. He came with me to with the boys and helped me manage them, and so definitely helped. There was a big help with that, so big shout out to him. Of course, shout out to SOC and MCC for making this possible, and just funding and organizing. Shout out to Lucinda. She helped get the flights and rooms. I know like how hectic that can be. So appreciate them and the work they're doing too. Big shout out to the amazing behind the scenes producer and director here, Bethany Redhorn, and then shout out to her team, the communications department with the Winnebago tribe. I know they do a lot of great work and appreciate the things they do and make these things possible. So big shout out to them and their crew. I do want to send heartful condolences and thoughts to the families in the Winnebago community losing some loved ones over the weekend. So just sending some good thoughts and prayers to them, and just ask our viewers and listeners just to say some good prayers and send the good energy to those families. I know they need it, and so just want to send a shout out and prayers to them. But thanks all for tuning in, and we're excited to have some more episodes coming out. So like I said, this is our 10th episode. We have 2 more episodes left for our first season, and we're still in the conversations of what next season is going to look like and when that's going to start, but we'll have more information on that once we have those details finalized. Our next episode is going to be in August, coming in a couple weeks there. So August we'll have 2 episodes, and then September we're hoping to do a really special finale where we have a lot of our returning guests and students come back, and we'll just do a big roundtable conversation of how things been since the last time you've been on the show and things like that. And so that's still kind of work in process too, but keep a lookout for that. As always, take care of each other, be nice to each other, and we will see you back in a couple weeks.
All right.
Yeah.